2 billion people are now chatting with an AI every month. Your best customer is asking one of them a question right now, and your business is nowhere in the reply. I'm Stewart. 3 releases this week decide whether you spend the next quarter chasing traffic or catching it. ChatGPT and Gemini both crossed 1 billion users. OpenAI shipped a hacker hunter model and locked most of it to 5 companies. And the founder move buried under both stories takes a Friday afternoon. The last story is the one your competitor won't figure out until September. Story 1. ChatGPT hit 1 billion weekly users in July. Gemini crossed 1 billion monthly the same week. 2 apps. Roughly a quarter of the internet-connected planet is now inside a chat window every month. Read the numbers with me. ChatGPT was at 900 million weekly in February. 5 months later, 1 billion. Growth slowed. Gemini was at 750 million monthly in February. Late July, 950, now 1 billion. Google's own line, Gemini is the fastest growing product in the company's history. One figure matters more than either headline. Gemini has just over 100 million active users on iOS. The other 900 million are on Android. Every phone your customer buys this year ships with a chat window logged in, 1 tap from the lock screen. Here's what changed for you this week, not for OpenAI. The top of your funnel moved. Position 1 on Google used to be the fight. Now the fight is being named inside the chat answer before Google gets a look in. When 2 billion people ask a bot a question every month, the bot is your storefront. If you don't exist inside its reply for the exact question your best customer asks before buying from you, you are paying for ads to compete with a middleman that already answered. Open ChatGPT yourself right now. Type the exact question your best customer asks before they buy from you. Look at whether your business is named anywhere in the reply. Whatever comes back is your new homepage, not me telling you. Story 2. OpenAI announced Daybreak this week. 2 tiers, blue and red. Blue is what defenders can touch. Red contains a purpose-built model called GPT-5.6 Cyber, and only Accenture, IBM, CrowdStrike, Cloudflare, and a few trusted partners get keys. Read OpenAI's own line off the announcement. Threat actors will increasingly use AI to conduct cyber attacks at unprecedented speed and scale, including in fully autonomous ways. Not a marketing line, a warning shot from the company shipping the model. Blue tier does incident response, malware analysis, and patch validation. OpenAI calls it the recommended starting point for most defenders. Red tier is offensive security research, and it isn't for you. Anthropic already shipped their equivalent called Mythos weeks ago. So both frontier labs now sell cyber-tuned models, and neither of them sells them to small operators yet. The reported incidents: an AI agent compromised Hugging Face, another hacked a gym website, a third built fake profiles and social engineered its way into real intrusions, small targets. Real damage, present tense. Here's the part nobody selling you a security course wants you to hear. The one move you can make this week has almost nothing to do with buying Daybreak. You can't buy it. What you can do is turn on 2-factor authentication everywhere your logins live, force it on every seat you pay for, and put an automated filter in front of the vendor invoices your bookkeeper approves. The whole play right there. The attack vector this year isn't a shell exploit in your website's code. It's an AI that emailed your finance person a plausible invoice at 3 in the morning while you slept, and your finance person paid it because it looked exactly like the last 5. Which means both stories are the same story wearing different clothes. A bot answered your customer, another bot emailed your accountant, neither of them clocked off at 5. And the release nobody wrote up, it isn't a release, it's a workflow. Story 3. The one nobody saw coming. Nothing was announced, nothing shipped, no product page. But the combined release of the week is an operator move your competitor will figure out in September, and you can wire it up before Sunday night. The shift schedule your business runs while you're gone. The move is a 2-part clone, not a mystical AGI, not a science project, a workflow. Part 1 runs at the front door, Part 2 runs at the back. Front door first. You take the 20 questions your best customer asks before they buy from you. Not the questions you wish they asked, the real ones, from your inbox, from your sales calls, From the DMs you're already answering by hand at 10 at night. 20 is not a magic number. The right count is however many questions actually get you paid. If it's 12, publish 12. If it's 40, publish 40. You write your answers in your own voice, with your own numbers, with your product's exact name spelled the way it's spelled on your invoice. Then you publish. As blog pages, if that's your lane, as YouTube shorts, if that's your lane, as podcast episodes, as forum answers, as LinkedIn posts, as Reddit comments, as anything indexed, wherever your customer actually opens things. And you keep publishing until ChatGPT and Gemini quote you when the question comes up. The whole game there is being the source the chatbot pulls from, not the ad the chatbot ignores. The reason it beats the ad is buried in this week's numbers. 2 billion people got the chat habit before your industry noticed it was a habit. The moat you build over the next month is the corpus the model reaches for when the question comes up. Once you're in there, you don't pay per click. You get named, you get quoted, and the quote comes with a hyperlink the buyer clicks with intent, not with the reflex they use to skip an ad. Backdoor. You hand your inbox one job. A single filter that reads incoming invoices and flags anything your bookkeeper hasn't seen before. Not every vendor. The delta. New sender. New bank details on an old vendor. New amount over a threshold you set. Human confirms before any payment goes out. Your blue tier equivalent without paying OpenAI a cent. Not new tech either. Zapier does it, Make does it. Whichever inbox stack you already pay for probably does it in an afternoon of clicks. The reason you don't have it yet isn't the tool. It's that you've never had to think about it before this week. Wire those two things this weekend, and you have an operator that keeps working while you're gone. It answers customers, it publishes new answers, it screens the money going out, not a demo, a shift. Here's why the window is about a week wide, not a quarter. 2 billion users flipped the customer acquisition math on the same 7 days OpenAI. I told the whole industry an autonomous attack is coming. The founders who read both stories as one story are already at their keyboards this weekend. The ones who read them as two separate headlines are still forwarding the TechCrunch link to their IT guy and asking whether it applies to them. I've watched this exact pattern 3 times this year already. The window between a release and the crowd catching on is about 8 weeks. The window between a release and your direct competitor catching on is about 2. The window this week is tighter because both moves happened at once, and the founder who wires both first eats the local market for their question for the next 12 months. Second place gets crumbs. Watch what happens over the next 30 days on any local competitors page. The ones who've been publishing answers for a year are already the ones ChatGPT quotes. The ones still buying Facebook ads without publishing anything are the ones getting quoted at. The kit isn't expensive, the prompts aren't secret. The bottleneck is you having the Friday afternoon and the decision that this is what it's spent on. Not the reading, not the calls with your agency, the doing. Do it this weekend before the second mover advantage becomes something your competitor writes on their case study slide. 2 billion. The number you clicked this video for. 2 billion people already asking a bot the question your paid ad is currently trying to answer. The whole game for the next 12 months is being the source the bot quotes. Nothing else on the menu matters as much, not the pricing tier, not the model name, not which frontier lab wins, being the reply. If you want the exact wiring diagrams for those plays, the front door question list, the invoice filter recipe, the whole Friday afternoon build, they live inside the Church of SEO Jesus. It is my free school community. The workflows from these videos land there before they hit the channel, along with the prompts and checklists I use on my own business. Link in the description and pinned comment, free to join. Hit subscribe while you're at it if you want next week's news translated into money the same day it drops. One last thing, the exact prompt sequence I use to force ChatGPT to name my business back to me in its answer is the video the algorithm is putting on the right of your screen right now. Go watch that one next. It's how you become the reply, not the ad. And that starts your Monday cheaper than your last one.